let me see if this still works here, because I haven't tried it. There we go, yep. We can still buy ice cream from a horse. I need to get away and eat this bread as a bat perches on it. Hey guys, it's Adam aka Swimming Bird, and welcome to Stardew Valley. Our little buddies, the Junimos, are now mysteriously hiding on the title screen, giving us our first hint of all the surprises ahead in the 1.1 update. It is finally out, so we're going to talk about all the new stuff in store while we go on a little adventure. I'm going to fight some monsters today. But first, I wanted to show you guys, if you're thinking about starting a fresh farm, you now have 5 unique maps to choose from, each with their own benefits and disadvantages. So let's run through these. First, we have the standard farm. This was the only map in the game up until this update, and I still think it's the best one. You have a ton of room to build and grow your crops. Now, these are unique, and they're new and cool, and maybe give you a leg or two up in the game, but at the same time, they have very little land compared to this one. So if you want to raise animals, especially if you want them to go out and graze in a pasture, definitely go with the standard farm. The Riverland farm is kind of nice looking. It's got these babbling brooks meandering through your property, little bridges and docks and cool features. And you can fish right outside your door and get some good extra income that way. But unfortunately, you're only going to be able to catch the fish that are in the town area, so not too much variety. And also, probably has the least amount of land of any of these, so be very careful, especially if you want your animals to ever see the light of day. Then maybe don't go with the Riverland farm. The Forest farm is pretty nice. This would maybe be my second choice after the standard. You're able to forage and collect some of the wild plants on this one right outside your door. There's a ton of wood to chop down. There's even little areas with stumps to get hardwood, so you don't have to go all the way down to the secret woods, and those will replenish. There's even a unique weed that grows in this area that will drop mixed seeds, so lots of opportunities if you're big on building or gathering and stuff, but again, restricted in the amount of land that you can build on. Next, we have the Hilltop farm, and this one's really cool looking. It has all these plateaus and different unique features, and it even has a small mineral deposit, and you'll get ore there very early before you even go into the mines, and even a unique geode-bearing ore. Now, the problem with this is also very little area to build, super restrictive, almost as much, if not the same, as the Riverland one, so be careful with this, even if it's going to give you a quick leg up with your ore collecting early on. And last but not least, we have the Wilderness farm. This is kind of like a grab bag or a mixture of a bunch of these. It's got kind of foresty areas, but also has these big ponds that are almost lake-sized that are pretty cool. Now, the big disadvantage or challenge, as you might see it, that's kind of fun, is that monsters will spawn at night and try to attack you. And for me, that's always when I'm running out of energy and trying to frantically water my crops, so maybe not the best thing. Doesn't matter which farm you have, though, because late on in the game, way farther than I'm at, you can still actually get monsters to spawn on your farm, so remember that if you're going after the Wilderness one. But it does look pretty cool. Might be another choice if I was going to start fresh. But we are almost at the end of the summer here on our first year, so I'm going to continue with Sleepy Pony Farm. The spirits are in good humor today, so they've got ice cream bar. No. So yeah, we are good to go, and I'm going to go adventuring. But first, let's start getting into the changes. And I was just thinking about this one because we have so many blueberries. So before we get into the new stuff, I did want to mention a lot of stuff has been balanced. Specifically, a bunch of things have been nerfed in value, at least a little bit. Like blueberries, they would give you 80 gold. Now they give you 50 in the new update. And the reason for this, with things like starfruit, blueberry, cranberry, ancient fruit, stuff like that, artisan goods, the reason is the only developer, pretty much, Concerned Ape. He said that a lot of people, he doesn't want to like tell people how to play, obviously, but a lot of people were pretty much like only doing the one crop that was most profitable and only growing that. So it seemed like that was not a good way to have the game balanced. So he kind of tweaked things a little bit and made it where it's definitely beneficial to have different crop variety and different things growing and not just all of one thing. And speaking of variety, we now have 20 different varieties of colors here at the top that I can change my chests and set them apart. So this is my equipment. I'll make that black maybe. This is my produce. So I'll make that green. My foraging goods, maybe like an orange color would be nice. And so yeah, you can keep your stuff apart and know what's what much easier now because of the new ability to organize your chests with different colors. So yeah, but the game balancing, one of the good things about that I'm excited about is that now we will get 25% more for animal products. That was a big sticking point for a lot of people. Mentioned in the past that it's not really worth it a lot of the time to have animals because they're not going to give you your money's worth for quite a while. To get your return on your investment, you're going to need to have these guys for a while. But now they give you more money for the things that they produce, so that's very nice. I'm happy as a more ranch-oriented farmer to have that change. There we go. It seems like they're very happy to be milked where I don't even... Oh, you still need to pet them. Okay, just making sure they're happy in both ways. Coco's looking good. But yeah, so now if you want to focus on animals, and now that we have all these new farm designs that have less room for animals, you can still, focus on them and get a bit more bang for your buck, for your produce and everything. And so that's most of the changes for balancing. But there's a ton of new features to talk about. So starting with new marriage candidates, new bachelor and bachelorette that you can woo. Emily and Shane. I've mentioned this a few times, but those were the most popular characters, and you can now pursue them in romantic endeavors. And Emily was actually the first character that I noticed. She stands out a lot at the saloon with her blue hair and everything. She was looking at me as I played Journey of the Prairie King. But yeah, she was somebody I was thinking about maybe pursuing until I realized that you couldn't until now. So that's a nice change. And, with Shane, he's a very popular character as well. You can, worm your way into his curmudgeon-y heart. But at the same time, I don't know, I might stick with Maru. If you guys have an opinion, let me know in the comments, because maybe to see the new stuff, we could switch over to Emily. I'd feel bad about it. But, it would be cool to explore the new content a little more. A lot of it is late game. And this little area up here, speaking of spouses and things, that is the new area for your spouse to do their own thing. It's an outdoor area where it'll be unique depending on who you marry. Like Shane, for example, will have a little chicken coop there because he really likes chickens. And so that's adorable, even though he's a jerk. No. But yeah, he'll have his own little unique area. I'm just going to leave some of this stuff here because we're going to get on our way. Let's grab Natoven and head to town. Oh, I do need a pepper, though, because I know George is hankering for that for his arthritis or something. I don't remember. We got a couple quests here that we can do. Knee therapy, yeah. And we also need to get to the bottom of the mine now that we've reached level 40 and got our slingshot. But yeah, so now your spouse is going to have their own little area and more behavior and things on the farm. We haven't reached that point yet, but I'm excited for that. And there's also new buildings to build on the farm. You can have a shed and a mill. Try to get a grape for the local wizard. Okay. So there's a shed and a mill that you can get, and you can still get bread out of a trash can. And the shed is basically like an extra area for you to have your setups. Like you can put little kegs and different whatever you want to have in there. I could probably put my preserves jar and my cheese press and things like that in the shed to keep it out of the rain if I really wanted to. But it's extra storage space that you can decorate as well. I gotta remember to drop Natoven off away from the door so he doesn't block it. So that's nice that we got some new building options. Also, Robin will now let you move buildings, finally. A great quality of life adjustment. Ooh, Jamborite, that's cool looking. I don't know if that's real, but it probably is. There's so much stuff that sounds fake, but is actually real. The truth is stranger than fiction. Okay, let's go donate this stuff. So yeah, Robin will let you move your buildings now, so you don't have to mess around with the game files. And you can also get a catalog from her for 200,000 gold, but it will let you have unlimited access to all of the furniture in the game. And the same with Pierre if you want wallpaper and stuff like that. Pierre will sell one for you. We got a new reward for that. A nice Jade Hills. Speaking of furniture, there we go. We got a Jade Hills painting. But yeah, now you can get that furniture catalog and just a normal catalog with Pierre for other stuff that he would sell. And have unlimited access if you want to decorate and you have a bunch of money. Let me see if this still works here, because I haven't tried it. There we go, yep. We can still buy ice cream from a horse. I think you can do that year-round, as long as you put your horse up here. The game thinks that there's a person there. It thinks Alex is selling it, even when it's the wrong season. And it's kind of nice that the developer left that in. I don't know if he realized that it's still in there, but now we can get ice cream any time of year. All right. So I was just mentioning ice cream because of good humor earlier, but that's just my spirits in good humor. So I mentioned there's a lot of late game secrets towards the end. If we do help out the town enough, we can unlock some cool magical features that allow us to like teleport around and do crazy stuff like that. And the Junimos can even help us on the farm, which is really cool. There's the grape that the wizard wanted, and stuff like that. But that's a lot farther in the future. Speaking of spouses, I mentioned before, but you can now divorce your spouse if you go to Mayor Lewis. He has a little book in his house, and for 30,000 gold, you can divorce, and your spouse will just basically hate you after that, unfortunately. But there is a special magical... There's a lot of, like, dark magic added to the game, but there's a special magical way to allow your spouse to forget that they ever married you, and you can remarry them, and they won't hate you anymore, stuff like that. And if you have kids, there's even a special magical way that I won't spoil to get rid of those because it's really creepy. So yeah, you guys can look at a lot of the stuff on the changelog. Some of it is not written expressly on there, like it'll be on the wiki if you're really curious. But I'll put a link to the changelog that Concerned Ape did on his blog so you can see everything that's different. We already found the ladder here. I'm going to try to at least get to the 45th floor. It's a very peaceful music in this frozen cavern. Oh, we got bats. Oh, jeez. I went for one pick too many. Come here, buddy. You gotta slow me down. I gotta try to get my counter good. Hey, sometimes the counter just seems like it doesn't pop off at the right time. I know that's another, in future updates, I think Concerned Ape has mentioned he wants to improve the combat a lot because it probably wasn't his, #1 priority developing the game. And again, he developed it on his own, so I think it's a really good game already by itself, without considering that, but at the same time, when you think about how only one person worked on this, it's amazing. But yeah, I'd love to see the combat improved, but I think that's for future updates. So what else do we got here? There are new crops like coffee that we can grow in the spring, so next year we'll have to try that out. You can upgrade your house to get a cellar, which is pretty cool, and you can have like casks in there to age things. What else? There's different fish. There's a special use for an egg that we haven't encountered yet. I'm trying not to spoil too much if you guys aren't, also playing ahead or anything to not have anything that's ahead be too spoiled for you, because I want you to be able to experience it. I haven't really looked into a lot of this stuff either. I'm trying to play the game as blind as I can, but at the same time, I hear stuff, I see stuff. There we go. Took that slime out. I don't think I've had aquamarine before. Okay, and yeah, all the stuff down here is so frosted. Oh, an iron. What the? So I have this 4 to 8 plus 2 speed. Whoa, that is really good. We just randomly found a sweet sword. It's a heavy broadsword, level 4. I don't know what the weight does to it. I wonder if it swings slower. It does look like it's a bit slower, but that's way more damage. This is awesome. Okay, we do need to find our way to the next level, though. I was not expecting to find another weapon so soon after the slingshot. The slingshot I'm not really going to use because it does cost stone, and I'm trying to save up to get that silo going before we get too close to the winter so I can feed my precious animals. But yeah, so what else here? We can customize a bunch of stuff like the chests, and ooh, we got a special weird. Is he invisible? And there's something jumping over there. He's getting real mad at me. Let's see if we can take this guy down. He's got a star fruit on his head. There's so many stars in this game. Here we go. He's probably pretty tough because even my new sword is not taking this guy down. Come on. Jeez. He's doing a lot of damage. Oh, no, no. Is he like a boss slime? I need to get out of here. I need to get away and eat this bread as a bat perches on it. What if I drop this down here and look out. Oh, my gosh. Oh, we got him. Good, good. Oh, geez. I gotta look out. That was a big explosion. The enemies are definitely tougher now, as the music is so peaceful. That was a good way to mine pretty quickly. I'm gonna grab this and try to get to the next level. Ooh, what are these soot sprites? What is this? My neighbor Totoro. We do have a Marnie in here, but yeah, these are the Ghibli-looking little enemies. There we go. They're also in Spirited Away. I know Concerned Ape, I think he's a big fan of Ghibli stuff. I know he's a big fan of a lot of older games like Nintendo games, Zelda, things like that. Oh, geez. I like that we can cut through these crystals. And let's try to get out of here quick. We have multiple options for the stairs, or the ladder, but I wanted to see what's back here. My hubris. What is that? Oh, that's just a rock, isn't it? Ah, shouldn't have tried to get it there. Luckily, these bats are no match for my crazy sword. Okay, this is probably a good place to stop if there's nothing good to grab very quickly. We did get a new sword, which is very cool. I should be breaking these, because this is where we get all the stone. There we go. Oh, the other thing, one of the best quality of life changes that I noticed in the changelog was that fence now takes twice as long to decay, which is amazing. And there's even something you can do to make it so your fences don't decay at all, but that is great. I cannot wait to be able to have my fence not just, yeah, it takes a while to decay, but at the same time, if you do it all at once, then your whole fence, what happened to me in the last episode, I think, was it just started to all collapse and make it rough on me. Linus is going to bed. I don't know if I can catch George because it's getting late here. I almost forgot to give him that pepper, but we could do that tomorrow maybe. Just trying to glance at the changes here as we gallop around and make sure I'm not missing anything too important. I know sunflower, I think, is a crop that we can grow next year, but if we were still in the summer, I could now grow it in the summer as well in this new update. Go, go, go. Nice, we got inside. Hey, how you doing, George?
So you're a farmer, huh? At least it's honest work.
This guy's always a curmudgeon. It seems like he should be related to Shane.
Took you long enough. Well, it's good and spicy at least, thanks.
All right, so we completed that. 200 gold, nice. Okay, so let's get out of here and ride back. I know there's an event before the month is over. Let me check the calendar here. We only have like 2 days. There we go. And the Dance of the Moonlight Jellies. I'm really interested to see what that's about. But we'll have to see when the time comes. Let's put my new picture up and see just how much money we got from all that stuff, those blueberries. If I had gotten my last blueberry harvest, unfortunately, I should have done that before the update, but I didn't realize blueberries were getting nerfed. And ooh, we got our preserves here. I'm out of room. Let me sell my mayonnaise. And yeah, my cheese. There we go. I need to put something. I always forget to put something else in the preserves jar, so I should do that. I might have some new artifacts to give to my buddy. What if we preserved a star fruit? No, I should do something. Let's do a blueberry. We can make some jam or jelly or whatever out of this. But I shouldn't be doing any stuff that I only have one of, like the star fruit. And my milk and my eggs. Yeah, with so much loot and some trash here I need to get rid of. That, we got another sword, a forest sword. Not as good, though. 8 to 18, plus 2 speed, 1 defense. It's unfortunate. Oh, this is minus 2 speed. Okay. But yeah, it's unfortunate that we got this forest sword right after we got this other one. Although maybe it does do better damage because it's faster. Let me test that out here in just a second. My cherry bombs did come in handy. I know someone mentioned, hey, you should use those cherry bombs. And look at all the iron we got. All right. Nope, don't eat that, little guy. My farmer is just starving all the time. He's constantly wanting to eat all my delicious produce. Okay, saving a bunch of trash, because who knows, one day it might be useful. We do actually have a lot of stone now. I think I could build the one. We're gonna take that to Gunter. Got some delicious sap. All right. But yeah, I wanna start getting some of this stuff smelted, even if it's storming out here. We got all this iron now, so let me grab that. It feels a little sad that I did spend a bunch of money on iron before, but you know, it was worth it to get this horse of mine here. And that's a frozen geode. Okay, so we're good. Aquamarine. Trying to keep all this stuff straight is tough. I know for sure that I'm not going to need my one sword anymore, though, because this is nice, but it's not anywhere near as nice as what I got here. I'm going to grab my watering can. So let's try these out. So this one is kind of a little slow. This is much faster. Is it better because it's a level 5 sword? That I don't know what the weight actually does. It just maybe makes it slower. Maybe makes me harder to hit back. I'll have to test these out and just see which one seems to be more effective. That grape should probably go to my buddy the wizard. Let me give him the silver one instead. I'm going to be a little cheap. That's also another change. If somebody likes or universally like loves a certain type of food or gift, whatever, what have you, then it will matter now what quality it is. That was a thing in the past that was not a factor. We don't need to leave. We could leave him halfway across town and Beethoven would find his way back here. Okay. But yeah, so quality is now a factor in your gifts. So it makes it where, I love that I could do that. Is this gonna fit here? Yeah, it's too many paintings maybe in one little area. I'll put that there, and the window can be in the same spot this time. Looks a little weird. That's okay, I'll get used to it. All right, I think we're good to go to sleep. I got all this stuff that those will go to Gunter and the blacksmith tomorrow. I could probably put a lot of this away though, because I think it's gonna be time for going back to watering crops and everything. Like a fool, not letting the rain do my work for me. Jeez, look at all that. Yeah, blueberries still very profitable because they give you so many. Okay, and I think that's most of the changes. There's still a lot of stuff though that I'm not mentioning as specific because again, I don't want to spoil it. But if you wanna learn about it, I'll put that link in the description. It's gonna be clear and sunny tomorrow. Perfect weather for the dance of the Moonlight Jellies. The event will take place on the beach, starting between 10 p.m. and 12 a.m. Don't be late. That's late, though. I guess moonlight. All right. Mildly perturbed today. Okay, let's grab all this stuff. I'm, like, really behind with my cheese because, I'm eating it. No. Because my milk is, like, racking up. I have way more milk than I do cheese press to use. I only have one cheese press, and I get maybe 4 milk a day. I'll have to see. What do we have to do to make another cheese press? All that stuff, yeah. We need more hardwood, which I think I'm plumb out of here because I used a ton of it. Oh, we do have a bit. Oh, I could probably make that, right? Let me see. And it was a copper bar. I'd love to have another cheese press. That would save me so much time. I'm going to put my sword and stuff away, though, because we definitely don't need these. Yeah, it's crazy that I got 2 really good swords back to back. And unfortunately, I can't tell yet which one is better. All right. That's all good. Got my milk pail. I'll leave my cherry bombs as well. I definitely did find a good use for those, though, so I'm glad that thank you again for everyone who leaves comments and tells me, hey, maybe you should try this out, or yeah, go do this. Man, we're getting all these harvests, luckily, right before the end. Well, the corn, it's not going to matter because those will keep growing into the fall. So that's why I have so much corn around here. Some of it hasn't even fully grown yet because I knew that it would go into the next season, so kind of left it there. Yeah, all my stuff is starting to dry up, basically. Like, there's all these patches that I don't have anything growing just because we're going to change seasons here, and that means everything must go. It's like a fire sale. All right, let me grab my 1 copper bar there. Oh, we got too much stuff. So much stuff. I'll put some hops temporarily in there because I need to sort this stuff. Okay, let me do a little bit of farm work here, and I'll catch up with you guys when we head into town. Okay, let's head into town. There's my new cheese press. I've got pretty much everything done there except for watering the crops. I don't want to forget about that. Even though the season's almost over, can't neglect it. Ooh, what is this? It's a lost book. Okay, I need to check the books a little more often because I think that's one of those things where it just automatically is added and I need to be looking for those in Gunter's collection. Just making sure there's nothing else hiding here since we are getting close to the end of summer, meaning I can't get a lot of the foraging plants that I've been getting, and they're going to be more valuable or useful, especially if I can't get them anymore and somebody wants one. Everyone seems a little happier on the weekends, don't you think? It is Saturday. I do need to try to get that building going. Sorry, Caroline, was going to talk to you, but my horse was throwing me off the wrong way. The silo, I've got pretty much everything I need. I need a little bit more stone, though, like 15 more. So I want to get that going as soon as I can so I can really stock up on all of the hay or fodder that I need to make sure that we're not going to be neglecting any animals. Nobody's going to go hungry during the winter. And I was going to go into the museum, but first, let's go get this checked out here. We do have a geode. There could be something good in there. Oh, what is that? It looks like, of course, kyanite. No, I've never heard of a lot of this stuff. I was going to say, is that lapis lazuli? But nope. It's just another blue precious stone. All right. Oh, open. Okay, I was about to say, I accidentally read the sign. So those are the books right there. I feel like I've looked at those, but I can't remember for sure. So we've got, I don't even remember what that is. We got a bunch of, look at all these blue stones. And that is it for what we have, but no new paintings or even an armchair, Gunter. Jeez. On foraging, the local woods and mountains are a great place to find wild produce. A good forager will clear out any weed stump. So it's just kind of little tips and stuff. Isn't that amazing? So we can get, expert foragers can cultivate stuff on their farm. Let's see if we gotta get in the right perspective here. The Fisherman Act 1. Tex. Gordy, how do you catch so many fish? For me, it takes forever. Oh, sorry, Gordy. Cut you off there.
You must make the choice to become a true fisherman, and over time your fishing speed will increase.
So you're saying that improving my fishing skill will make my fish faster? Correct. One day you may even learn the secret to creating your very own bobbers, improving your mastery even more. Now be gone! Get out of here, Tex. And that's foraging. This is a book by Marnie. Animals are very sensitive. They like to be pet every day and prefer to eat grass outdoors than dry hay. They don't like being outside in the rain, though. Happy animals produce higher quality produce. We did get a large milk rather than a normal one, which I think is the equivalent of the egg that we got. You know, I've been hoarding some of the better quality produce or animal products to make sure I've got those for bundles, but I could be starting to deposit a lot of those. Just checking the beach here. Geez, seagull party going on. There we go. I did mention that one of the things that is in this new update is an ability. Eventually, if you're wealthy enough or get far enough in the game, you can teleport to places like the beach and the mountains without having to use up the special totem things. I think we can technically craft. Yeah, there's a warp totem to the beach, but that's kind of expensive. Well, that's not too bad, but it's only one use, which is unfortunate. Yeah, I don't know if I would waste the materials just to get down here when I've got Natoven here, who can help me get here. Not as fast, but almost as fast, maybe. But anyways, yeah, I think that having a permanent use ability to teleport to a bunch of areas would be very useful. I think you can hide from me, Coral. So that might be something to aim for a lot of people if they don't want to waste time traveling around, because it will warp you to these little statues there. And yeah, that is pretty late game, though. Willie's over here fishing. I need to start fishing more. I feel like I've talked a lot about fishing this episode, but I haven't done much of it.
If the local fishing scene got a bit more lively, I might expand the stock.
We do need to catch more, especially if we want to start making quality fertilizer. It can use any fish. I should be shooting to have that for my my crops for this next season. Can we not get through here? Oh no, there's just a way that we cannot go, and we have to go here. There we go. Yeah, Natoven, a little bit wider than your average farmer. Oh, Leah almost caught me digging around for a soggy newspaper. There we go. All right. So I think that might be it. I'm going to save the dance of the moonlight jellies for next time, because we did accomplish a lot. I talked a lot as well. I do like the fact that we can kind of zip all over the place now. I'm still not quite used to having this horse and how fast it is, but I do have a lot left to do on the farm before we finish up. So I'm going to finish by watering my crops, and I'll see you guys when the day is about to end. Good night, Hambone. Time to head in. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this. I hope you're all excited to try out the 1.1 update if you got the game. If you haven't, maybe try it out. This is a good time to jump on board. It is coming out on consoles later this year, though. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time for more Stardew Valley.